Hello, I'm Adrian. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I'm an instructor with John and Debbie on the Isle of Arran, and I thought I'd do a bit of a fitness and stretch video for training, get everyone stretched out after working from home. If there's any exercises that you can't do because you've got injuries, pick something else. And the only other thing is, when you do the exercises, rather than doing them fast, do them correct. Like when we do press-ups, make sure that your arms aren't flaring out to the side, because that's bad for your shoulder. Bring your arms in to about 45 degrees and make sure you go all the way down, so your back of your arms are level with your back, and all the way back up. Press-ups doing it correctly. 2 correct press-ups are worth more than 30 that are wrong. So just start, and we'll do a nice little jog on the spot just to warm up. So just keep it nice and light. Take the heels up. Then high knees. Try and get these as high as you can. And back to a jog. Do a punch out just to get the arms moving. Punch up. And down. And to the front. And stop. And star jumps. Change the arms to chest compressions. Change the legs to front and back. Change the hands. And back to star jumps. And a little jog on the spot. Just shake your arms off. Rotate your wrists both ways. And we'll go to press-ups. No number, just as many as you can in the time that we're doing them. And up. Now we're going to do a variation for the sit-up. So you lie on your back, arms at the side, lift the legs, you're going to do a circle. And when you get to the top, make sure that you just lift the bottom of your back off the floor. So what we're going to do is circle to the left, and then I'll change it to the right. And go. And change. I think I'll go forward across the floor. Back up. I think I'm moving way across the whole floor then. We'll do some squats. Make sure that you try and think of it as pushing your bottom down to sit on the seat rather than bending your knees, and that will put the weight on the heel of the foot and keep the knees virtually back from the toes. And so, going to do something called log jumps. So from here, pretend there's a big log to the side, and over, and back again. We'll keep doing that, just for a few seconds. Try and get the jump as high as you can, both feet touch the floor, jump back, and go. And relax. Grab a quick drink if you want one, and we'll carry on in a few seconds. Hopefully you'll be out of breath like I am. If not, you're not working hard enough. Something nice and easy while we get our breath back. And go to high plank. Down to low plank. Lift the right leg. And then the left leg. And down. Back to high plank, and from here we're going to do ski jumps. So we're going to go to the middle, then to the left, then to the right, back to the middle, and just keep alternating it as long as we can, and go. And back to high plank. And down to low. And relax. Turn it round. Going to do something very similar to the circles that we did before. But this time we're going to do a figure of 8. Almost as if it's turned on its side. So lie back. Legs up and round, and figure of 8. And relax. Take a few seconds to get your breath back. And if you're like me, you might need to move back up the room. And we'll just do another round of them. And go. And relax. Grab another quick drink if you want one. the window because it's boiling. We'll do something next just to get our breath back. What we're going to do is we're going to go into the side plank. If you can do that, if not, go to the high plank. And then we're going to go to the flag and then do some crunches. If you want, just stay in the side plank. If you can join for the rest. So down on the floor, feet together, stack one on top of the other, arm up into side plank. For flag, lift your foot up. And then crunches. Back to the flag, down to the side plank, and we'll swap. So we go to the other side, and down, stack one foot on top of the other, arm up into side plank, leg up into flag, and then crunch. And relax, back into flag, and down to side plank, and down. That gets the arms warmed up. What we're going to do is squat kicks, and we're going to do a squat kick into a side kick. So we go down into the squat, side kick, down, side kick, down, side kick. And we'll just keep doing that, probably for about 30 seconds. But we'll try. So down and kick. And relax. Next, we're going to go on to tricep press-ups. So you have your hands like that. And again, try and keep your elbows in so you're not doing that. You want to come to the side. You'll probably just do 10 or 12 of these. So try it down like that. And your hands are actually under your chest rather than in line with the shoulders. And go. And relax. Tricep press-ups are really good. Your tricep is your biggest muscle in that part of the arm. When you see people with big biceps, that's because the triceps pushing the bicep up. grab a quick drink before the last exercise of the warm-up, which is my favourite, well, one of my favourites, which is a starfish sit-up. People from Monday will tell you how much they love doing this one. Quite simple. Lie on the floor, arms and legs spread out. Lift the legs, lift the shoulders and arms, and raise to touch the opposite leg. Just like that. And we'll go probably for as long as I can manage, because I can't do many of these. So legs up, shoulders up, and go. And if you aren't already, relax. Take a minute. A few deep breaths. And we'll try for round 2. And legs up, shoulders up, and go. And that's me. Carry on if you want. Oh, and have a breather. Up we go. And we'll take a drink. Keep hydrated. Now we're fully warmed up. Going to do a little bit of a stretch. Start off with, we'll start at the top, look to the left, and to the right, and to the left, and to the right. Back to the centre, tilt your head over, so left ear to the shoulder, and change, and change, and change. Back to the centre, look up, and down, up, and down. We'll move on to the shoulders, to the arms forwards, just slowly to start off with. Nice big circles. And back. One forward and one back. And change. And right. Take the shoulders up to your ears. And down, up to your ears, and back as far as it'll go. Now when you've been sat at home doing work all day, that hurts. And down, back up to your ears, far forwards as you can push them, and down, back up, and down. Take the right arm over. If you don't feel the stretch, move your arm down and pull it a bit more. And change. Again, if you can't feel too much of a stretch, just take it down a little bit more. Relax. Take the right arm over, just gently push it down. change. We're going to go on to waist twists for the count of 2. So arms at shoulder width, you're going to go 1, 2, and then swap. When you're ready, go. Each time just gently try and push it that little bit more. And back to the front. You're going to do some hip rotations. Feet shoulder width apart to start off with. Far as you can take them. And change. And back to centre. Take a foot step out, so about another 300 mil. This time take them round very slowly, but right to the extent of where they can go. So really push up at the side, and at the front, and at the side, and change. So this one quite slowly so you can get as far as you can. And relax. Feet together. Take the knees round. And change. And back up. Lift the right knee up, hug it in, and take the ankles round. And the other way. And then flex. And you're going to take the foot behind, but make sure you hold it here and not at the end of the toes. So you're supporting the foot, knees together, and that should be right up. With your left arm up and lean it forwards. Try and keep your hips as parallel to the floor as you can. So try not to open it up. Right, so you're going to try and keep them parallel. And back up, but keep the foot up. This time, as you lean forward, you're going to push your foot against your hand and open the knee up, so you won't go as far forwards, but you're stretching different muscles, so you're opening that up. And back up, and down. Take the left knee up, hug it in. Rotate the ankle, both ways. Flex the ankle, and again grab it, take it behind, knees together. Make sure you've got your balance. Arm up, and lean it forwards. Again, try to keep the hips parallel to the ground. And back up. And this time, when you lean forward, push the foot against the hand, so you're opening that up. And back. And down. Shake your legs off a little bit. Oh. The hips. So this time we're going to reach up, make a little pistol with your hands if you want, and just gently lean that back. And we're going to take that down into a forward fold. Walk it round to the left, round to the right. Back to the centre. If you want, you can tuck your hands under your toes and give yourself a little pull down. Then you're going to raise yourself up to what they call the flat back. And when you do that, you want to try and rotate your hips downwards, put a bit of an arch on your back, and this time when you go down, you should go down further. Hopefully, flat of hands. We'll try that again, flat back. Try and rotate the hips that way and arch the back so you're getting a bit of a curve. And then down. And slowly back up. Reach up and lean it back. Right, what we're going to do this time, now you've leaned back, I'm going to turn slightly so you can see. You should have this arch on your back. We're going to just, from there, rotate at the hips and try and keep that arch as best we can. And what you should do is you should feel it pulling. So try and keep that arch and see how far you can get down. And slowly back up. Just give yourself a few hip twists each way, just to get the back moving. You should have found when you've got the arch to the back and you go down, that you don't get as far, but what you're doing is your hips, you're really stretching your hips and stretching the back of your hamstrings. A lot more than curling your back. And there's not many things that we actually want the back to be curled for. All the kicks, you want the hamstrings stretched and you want the hips. I can't really think of any moves where you need the curl of the back, which is when you go straight down, that's what you're doing, you're curling the back. Whereas we're not really always after that. I'm going to have a quick drink. We'll move on to the next stretch. Which is a bit of an all-over stretch. You need a wall for this. So you get to a wall, feet against it, and do about 3 steps with a little gap in between. Hands on the wall. Put your left foot against the wall with the ball of the foot just touching. And then by pushing the hips forwards, reach up the wall as far as you can. You should feel that stretching the back, the shoulders, the hamstring and the calf. Try and get it a little bit more. And relax. Swap the feet. And again, reach up the wall, push the hips forwards. Just try and get that bit of extra stretch. As far as you can, just keep trying to creep up. And relax. That should have stretched virtually everything, hopefully. What we're going to do now is take the right foot back onto the ball of the toes, hands onto the knees, and just push your hips down towards the ground. Hands down on the inside. Nice and comfy. Take the left hand up to the sky, look up. And down. Take the right hand up. And down. While we're here, we'll do 3 little press ups. And if you can, take the elbow to the floor, or both. Just try and get one. You can just rock it if you wish. And from there, place the knee on the floor, flatten the back foot, take your hands up to your knee. We're going to try and stretch the muscle that goes from the top of the leg behind the bone there and connects to your core. So what we're going to do from here, we're going to tense the core muscles up and we're going to push the hip forwards as far as we can. You should really start feeling the stretch there. and relax. And again, just push that hip forward. And relax. I think my camera person's dying. From here, you're now going to lift your hands up. Now you've given it a little bit of a stretch. Push your hips forwards and arch yourself back. Try and feel the stretch. And back down. From here, we're going to swap over. So left leg back, right leg forwards, hands on the knee, get comfy, push up, so you're upright, and just push the hips down. Let's get a nice good stretch on there. Hands down on the inside. We'll take the right hand up first, and look up. And down, take the left hand up. And down. 3 little press ups. Put the elbow down. And then put the knee down and flatten the foot. Hands onto the knee. Tense the core muscles up and push that hip forward. And relax. And again, tense up and push the hip forwards. And relax. Take the hands up and then push the hips forwards, lean it back. And down. And from there, we're going to take a seat. Just going to put the feet together to start off with. Try and push the knees down. While you're pushing the knees down, just keep pulling yourself slowly backwards and forwards. Just to try and get that stretch a little bit further. And what we're going to do is stretch the left leg out, put the right leg behind into what they call a hurdler stretch. You're going to reach up and reach down towards your left leg as far as you can. If you can grab your foot, it's all the better. Slowly back up and swap the legs. And again, reach up and reach forwards. Try and get as much of the turning motion in your actual hip there, rather than curling your back. So you're wanting to be almost looking at your foot to try and get that motion there. And relax. And from there, I think we all deserve a little sit down. So I'll show you how I want you to sit down. What we're going to do is we're going to balance again. So we're going to take the right foot above the knee, and the most important thing here is you keep this 90-degree angle with your foot to your shin. What you don't want to be doing with this is having the leg like that. If you like that, you're not tensing the track muscles around your knee, you can hurt your knee. So we'll put that on top, make sure that's 90, and then we'll just take a little sit. Just a nice little relax, just to stretch the hip out. You could eat your dinner like this as well if you wanted, just to get the good stretch in. And slowly back up. We'll do the other foot. Again, remember, keep your 90 degree on your foot. And then we'll slowly go down. I must say, I much prefer doing balances on a wooden floor than on a carpet. Carpet, you've got a bit of give. So just take a nice sit down. Relax. And slowly back up. And I thought what we could do for the last balance, just have a bit of fun. This might end up with me face planting on a carpet, but we'll try it anyway. We're going to try the frog balance. So what we do here, feet like that, onto the balls of the feet, plant the hands, and then put the knees above the elbow, so it's resting on the tricep there, and then all we're going to do is lift off the feet and balance. And down. Try that on your own. It's quite good. So, I must admit, doing a lesson to a phone is a lot more difficult than doing it in front of a class. Grab a quick drink, give your frog balance another go. What you should be able to do, if you wanted, you can go from the frog balance to what they call a tripod headstand, and then you can come back down to the frog stand if you want. My cameraman's giving me a funny look there. So we'll maybe do that another day. Right. And we're going to finish off just with a couple of sparring techniques for you maybe to practice. To start off with, we're going to go guarding block, well, sparring guarding block, not a guarding block. And we're going to jab. As you jab, you should be coming up on the front foot to get that twist in, to try and get a bit of power. And then when you do a cross, get the hip twist in and come up on the toes on the back foot. So you're really getting the power in. Now a lot of people, when you see them on bags, pads, they'll just lightly touch with a jab. It's fine, but if you're in a self-defense situation, if you get an opportunity to do a jab, you need to learn to put power into that, because it might be the only chance you get. So try and get as much power into your front jab as you can. So to start off with, you're just going to do a jab and a cross. So try and get the feet and get the hips into it. Always bring back to the guard. So what you don't want to be doing is jab and cross and down. You want hands up, always to cover. So jab, cross, and we do it the other side as well. So we're going to do jab, jab, again, come up onto the front foot a little bit to give you that extra bit of twist. And then when you do the cross, up onto the toes of the back foot. So we're getting a good hip twist into it as well. So we're not punching with our hands and arms, we're punching with our body, the hips and the twist of the body, getting the whole thing into it. So we get that power. So we'll do a few this side, jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross. Then we can change that up. We'll do a double jab and then we'll do a cross. So 1, 2, cross. Make sure you've always got one hand here guarding. As soon as you punch with one hand, back it comes. So jab, jab, cross, jab, jab, cross. What you're trying to do is get punching. Hopefully, if you're in a sparring competition, to get some points. So jab, jab, cross. And now we're going to add something onto it. But we're going to go back to what we started with. And we're going to go back to starting with just jab, cross. And what we're going to do with a cross is the cross stops there. There's no pause. We're going to straight into a turning kick. Now, it depends what your target is. I quite like Stuart's analogy of a window looking for an opening. If you're jabbing and crossing at head height, chances are they're going to be guarding head height, which should leave you a target between the elbow and the belt. Or, because you're punching straight forwards, it leaves you a target at the side of the head. It also depends on how flexible you are. But the thing with this move is there's no pause. It's as soon as you do the jab, cross, kick, the kick is following the punch. Not, you don't start here with a kick as soon as it punches. So jab, cross, kick. And we'll do it the other side, jab, cross, kick. The other side, jab, cross, kick. Just keep practicing that swap round each time. So jab, cross, kick. Much better on the punch bag because that stops your kick. Whereas doing it shadow boxing is it takes a bit more to get it to feel right. So jab, cross, kick. And again. That's just one good move that hopefully people, because you're using your hands, are going to be expecting your hands. And I think for today, we're going to leave it at that. This is a good warm-up and a stretch to do before you go on to doing the patterns that I know Miss Devine has been putting up. And there's sparring techniques and that Stuart's been putting up. If you want to be really warm and flexible before you start doing this, this is a good warm-up and stretch prior to doing other things. So, and thank you to Elite for putting these videos up. Quite helpful. So, in fact, very helpful. So, finish it there. So, cheerio, Kungi.